it's Kayla, and today I wanted to share a couple of quick stories of blind interactions I have had with the public this week. I feel like most of my interactions I have with people are pretty neutral, like not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. But this past week, I have had a couple of really good interactions and a couple of pretty bad interactions. So let's start with the good, kicking it off on a positive note. So I recently went to the doctor. I don't know if you can hear in my voice that I sound a little stuffy, but I was feeling pretty crummy, so I went to the walk-in clinic at CVS, and I say doctor. I don't know if she was actually a doctor. She could have been a nurse practitioner or a PA or something. I don't know her exact title. I'll just call her doctor. Whatever. The medical provider that I saw was just super, super great. So I was in the little waiting area with my husband, and then she opened the door. She called me back. I got up, and I didn't even really think about bringing my cane. I usually don't when I'm with my husband, but like there wasn't really any need for him to go in the room. So anyways, I told her right off the bat, I was like, oh, I'm blind. You know, do you mind if I grab your arm? And she was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Just super nice, super friendly. When we got in, I was like looking through my wallet to try to find my insurance card, and it wasn't in the slot where I thought it was. So I was having to go through all my cards to try to find it. And she was just very patient and very kind and helping me identify my cards, trying to find it. And she was very, very good about being really descriptive and verbal about what she was doing and what to expect. So she would say like, okay, I'm gonna clip this on your finger to take your pulse. It doesn't poke, it's just gonna clip right on the tip of your finger. She even said with the blood pressure cuff, which, you know, I've had my blood pressure taken before, I know how it goes, but I, you know, still appreciate that she was being very thoroughly descriptive with everything she was doing. But she said, I'm going to put this on your arm, and then it's going to squeeze really tight, and then it's going to release. She told me when she was about to look in my ears, about to look in my nose, all that stuff, which I just really appreciated the heads up, and that she was just being very descriptive and verbal with me, because it can be very jarring as a blind person for someone just all of a sudden they're in your face, or all of a sudden they're poking you with something, or all of a sudden they're looking in your nose and they didn't say anything and you can't see it coming. Like it's not fun. And you know, I don't know if this was specifically because I'm blind. She may just do this with all of her patients, but either way, it was something that I really appreciated. And it wasn't in a condescending way. Like she was just very kind, very friendly. She would also, if there was like a long pause during our question and answer when she was asking me what was going on and stuff, that she would say, okay, I'm just typing on my computer. And I thought that was nice that she let me know what she was doing, so I didn't think that she was like, I don't know, ignored me or was just sitting there staring at me. Like sometimes that happens if someone's keyboard is really quiet and I can't tell that they're typing. I'm just kind of like, hello, are they still there? What's happening? Are they staring at me, waiting for me to say something else? So I thought it was nice that she told me when she was doing that, and we just had a nice little chit chat while we were waiting for my strep test and COVID test, both of them negative, by the way, yay. But we just had like a nice little conversation. She asked how long I had been married and what I did for work and all that stuff. She didn't ask me anything about being blind. It wasn't a topic of conversation. And then when I was done with my appointment, which I thought this was like the nicest part, she was walking me out and she told me to get either like Sudafed or Dayquil for all my sinus junk. And when she was walking me out, she said, okay, do you want me to help you find anything in the store? And I was like, oh no, that's okay, thank you. You know, I have my husband, he can help me. But I just thought that was so nice that this doctor was asking me if I needed her help to like find the medicine that she told me to get. Like she didn't have to do that. I'm sure she has other people to see, and I just thought that was so kind for her to offer. And it was just really heartwarming to have such a pleasant experience where someone was both like very kind and very helpful without being like overly helpful or condescending or babying me. Okay, next positive interaction I had a week or two ago. I went to Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, which was amazing, by the way. And I was there with my sister and one of her friends, and we were walking around, and a group of girls stopped my sister to ask if she wanted to trade friendship bracelets, which, if you know, it's an Eras Tour thing. And so anyways, they are looking at each other's bracelets, commenting on that, commenting on each other's outfits, blah, blah, blah. I'm just standing there like the awkward blind girl that I am, not really joining in because I can't see the bracelets, see the outfits to comment on or make conversation in that way. Plus, I'm just awkward in social situations. Like maybe there's other blind people that can just jump in there and make it work and make conversation, but that's not me. So I'm standing there with my cane, which I had dressed up lavender haze for the concert, by the way. Anyways, I'm really glad that I have my cane in these public settings so people understand why I'm awkward and they're not just like, why is this girl just standing here with wandering eyes, not saying anything, looking very awkward. You know, I have my cane. They understand. I can't see. So I was standing there with my cane and I just kind of like had my hands like propped on the top of my cane handle, just hanging out. And one of the girls turned to me and she very gently put her hand on mine and said, "Your outfit is so pretty," or something like that. And I just thought it was a really nice moment that she spoke directly to me. She didn't say to my sister, "Oh, her outfit is so pretty." And there wasn't an awkward moment where she would just say, you know, "Your outfit looks really pretty," when there's literally 70,000 people there and I would not have known that she was talking to me, but just like very gently put her hand on mine so that I knew she was talking to me. And I know that's something that sighted people do to each other, like put your hand on someone's shoulder or on their arm to kind of get their attention or to signal that you're talking to someone. But it was just a really nice moment that I could autonomously have this interaction definitely without them talking to the person I'm with, because I hate when that happens, but also minus the awkwardness of being like, "Oh, wait, are you talking to me?" Or someone else say, "Kayla, she's talking to you." And the last positive story I will tell, which is just like a quick little story, is I was at a Renaissance festival and they had a booth where you could throw tomatoes at a guy, which 10 out of 10 would recommend if you ever get the chance to throw tomatoes at someone. It was fun. But I had asked if I could move up a little closer since I was blind. And for whatever reason, there was a literal child working this booth, like a 10-year-old little boy. And so when I asked, you know, if I could get up closer because I'm blind, he was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And so my husband helped me kind of get over there a little bit, but then the kid was like, "Okay, move over here. Well, is it okay if I take your hand?" And I thought, wow, this child, literal child, knows to ask my permission before he just grabs me or starts like dragging me over somewhere. He asked if it was okay to take my hand. And that was just a nice moment because there's a lot of discourse in not just the blind community, but the disability community in general, of people just like grabbing us without our permission in attempts to help us, which can just be very jarring and just it does not feel good to just be grabbed and manhandled without any kind of consent. Okay, so on to the not great encounters. Last week, me and Ethan went to Aladdin, the Broadway musical. And our theater has like a select performance for all of their Broadway series where they have live audio description. So it's an actual person in the theater describing what's happening as it's happening. You have a little headset thingamabob. So, and we've done this before. I'm pretty familiar with the process. So we go to the little booth to get the device. It's the same lady that's always there. It's the lady who does the audio describing is the one who like gives you your device and blah, blah, blah. It's always the same lady. And so I asked for the device, and I'm waiting, and all of a sudden there's touching, there's something on me. She has put a pair of headphones around my neck. And right now I'm not even registering what happens, and my husband goes, "Oh, you don't need the headphones, right? You brought your own." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did bring my own headphones." And she says, "Okay," and she takes the headphones off of my neck. Again, like I was saying earlier about the doctor, when you can't see someone coming at you to put something on you or to touch you, if you can't see it coming, it's very jarring when it happens. It's just like all of a sudden, something's on me, something's touching me, what's happening? I don't like it. So after she takes the headphones off me, she then puts the audio description device around my neck, and then because it has like a little strap, like a little lanyard where you wear it around your neck. And then she starts pulling my hair out from under the neck strap and is like playing with my hair. And I don't like it. I do not like people touching my hair. Like some of my big pet peeves, I don't like people touching or like in my face. And I don't like people touching my hair, especially strangers. This lady is a stranger. So she's put the audio description thing around my neck. She's pulled my hair out from under it. And then she's like, "Oh, wait." Or no, before that, she's like, "Oh, let's make it a little shorter, as high up as it can go, the better." So she's adjusting the strap and getting this thing really high on my neck. And then she's like, "Oh, I forgot to put it on channel 2. Let me do that." So she picks it up and she's looking close at it. And it's like practically on my collarbone. So her face is in my face. She's in my face, putting it on there, and she's like, "Oh, okay, have a good show, blah, blah, blah." I did not like that. I did not like it, and it was so unnecessary. I did not need her to put the headphones around my neck. I did not need her to put the device around my neck. I did not need her to adjust the device while it was on my neck. Maybe I needed her to put it on channel 2, but the other things, it was so unnecessary. And so not only did she, really what she should have done was hand me the things and say she's handing them to me. "Here you go. Here are the headphones. Here, I'm handing you the audio description device." That is what she should have done. At the very, very, very least, if she did really feel the need to put these things on my body for me, she should have told me she was doing it. "Okay, I'm putting the headphones around your neck. Here, I'm putting the audio description device around your neck." Some kind of description, some kind of heads up that she was going to be very much in my personal space and touching me. And the thing that bothers me the most is this lady is no stranger to the blind. She does these audio description things at this theater all the time. I've talked to her before. She said they have some kind of partnership with the NFB or ACB or someone. Like, she is not a stranger to blind people. There's no excuse for her having done this. And it just I feel like my personal space is really invaded, but I also feel so babied. Like, I am 30 years old. I can put something around my neck myself. I do not need you to do it for me. And this is something else that is, has a lot of discourse in the disability communities, disabled people being very infantilized. I that definitely happens to me, but I think also ×4, because I also am a woman. I am very petite. I look youthful. I sound youthful. I feel like I have a very youthful energy. I just kind of have this playful, kind of bubbly, youthful vibe. It's fine. I like that about myself, but I don't like that people see it as a reason to baby me. And then we were going to our seats, and we were running very, very late. The show was about to start. Our seats were separate. They were not next to each other because Aladdin sold out so quickly. I wasn't able to get 2 seats together. So I have my cane. My husband was gonna walk me to my seat, but an usher offered to walk me to my seat for me, and we're like, okay, yeah, actually that's helpful because we're running very late. The show is literally about to start. So I grab onto to the elbow of this woman. We're walking regular old sighted guide. Everything's going good. We approach some steps. She said, okay, steps down. And I go to try to take a step down, but then she like grabs my arm to, I guess, like steady me so I don't fall. But she's holding me so tight I can't move. I can't take the step down the step because she's holding me so tight. And this has happened to me before. Kind of, well, I don't know if I'd say often, but this has happened several times where I'm approaching steps and someone is like, oh, here, let me help you. And they grab me, they grab my arm, my cane arm, they grab my cane, and they're like, okay, steps. And I'm like, I can't move. You're holding me too tight. Like, please let go of me. Especially please let go of my cane. It can't do what it's supposed to do if you are holding it in place or holding my cane arm in place. So then we get to my row and she walks me through the row and then I get to my seat and she's like, okay, here's your seat. It's, I don't know a better way to do this. So she grabs my waist, hands on both sides of my waist, turns me around with her hands and then like sits me down with her hands still on my waist. It was very intimate for this woman to like have her hands all up on my waist like that. I will give her more grace than I give the audio description lady because I don't know how much this usher interacts with the blind, and she probably like didn't really know a better way to say it. She could have just put me right in front of the seat and said, the seat's behind you. I could turn around, I could feel where the seat is and sit myself down. I did not need to be physically turned around and sat down. But yeah, I really felt manhandled. And I think someone else, if I were someone else, that could have bothered them a lot more than me. Like I said, I mean, I don't enjoy being manhandled like that, but my pet peeve are people in my face and in my hair. People's hands on my waist doesn't bother me as much. But if I was someone else, like I said, that's pretty intimate to put your hands on someone's waist like that. That if I were someone else, that could have been very bothersome and really like invasive to them. And you just really should not be touching strangers like that. And if you're saying to yourself, well, Kayla, did you say something to them? No, of course not, because I am too non-confrontational for that. Like, other people are out there doing the work and educating society in real time. I am only educating society from this platform behind my camera because that is what I feel comfortable doing, and that is okay. I do not correct people in real time. It makes me very uncomfortable. I think I only would if it was someone I was really interacting with on a more regular basis, or if it was something that was just like extremely distressing. But other than that, I'm shy. I also, like, you know, if you've heard of the fight, flight, or freeze response, I am a freeze. I'm frozen. I like don't even know what has happened until after it has happened and it's too late. And you know, that's all right. That's just me. But anyways, you're probably curious if I said something, or you're sitting there saying you should have said something to them if it bothered you. Yeah, maybe one day. Anyways, those are my stories. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you guys again next time.